Hey, welcome back to my channel and thanks for stopping by. It's been a minute since I put out a video, but today I am back at you with this boho teddy bear centerpiece tutorial. Now I know these are really popular and for good reason, but you know what they say, there's more than one way to skin a cat. So I'm going to show you how I did mine, and if you're interested, keep watching. But first, go ahead and hit that like button. It lets me know you enjoy content like this and helps me to keep making more. So I used all Sempertex balloons, one of my favorites, in the colors Eucalyptus, Latte, Sempertex White Sand, and a double stuffed white sand into white pearl. The theme was boho, so I definitely wanted to keep it pretty light. So we're going to start from the bottom up with our base. I used this metal lampstand from Walmart, you know, and I decided to cover it with a piece of fabric that I already had around the house. So I just literally put it on top of the base of the lampstand, cut around the circumference, and then just poked a hole in the top so I could put my pole back into the thread of the base. And I feel like you can cover your base with anything. You can use fabric or maybe like tissue paper or I don't know, any other material. Just really get creative with it depending on the theme or the style that you're going for. I also want to show you how I covered the poles so that the poles match the color of the balloons. So you take a 260 in the same color that matches one of the balloons in your setup, and you just inflate it until it's almost full. Maybe leave like 2 inches at the tip. And here's the interesting part, okay? Take those 2 inches at the tip, put it into the hole of the pole, and then just start pushing down. Like push that 260 down, that inflated 260 down, and slowly release the air out of the top with your other hand, like the same way you would release air if you're sizing down a balloon, just slowly, very slowly, while you take your other hand and continue to pull the 260 all the way down the shaft of the pole until you get to the bottom. So here I am doing it like one more time for you, just going through. It really doesn't take that long, but just wanted to speed it up a little bit. And once you're done that, start to release out the rest of the air just by pushing down, pushing the rest of the air out, and it'll become completely flat and adhere to the pole, and then you have a seamless transition, and it's the same exact color as your balloons, which looks really nice. Now working our way up, I'm going to show you how I did the balloons at the base of the centerpiece. So the bottom layer consisted of 4 balloons, and they were each sized at about 7 inches. I used the sizer, I think they were 7 inches. Yeah, that's it. And you're just going to take your balloons and twist them over each other so they can be tight on the pole. That'll pretty much keep them in place. They won't go anywhere. And this was followed by the next layer of 4 balloons sized to 5 inches. And I just did the same thing, put the quad together, put it on the pole, and then twisted one balloon over the other to keep it in place. And from there, just try to push down that top smaller layer into the bottom layer as much as you can so you won't have those spaces in between the 2 layers. I did want to say I used 5 and 7-inch balloons for this base, but I think you should use whatever size looks best for the design that you're putting together, because I feel like it can be any way, or it could be 3 layers, for example. But anyways, because this was boho theme, we had to use our pampas grasses. The brown pampas grass is actually found near like this wetland area by my house, and I cut a bunch of them, so I got those for free, which is always nice, right? And then I have these smaller, lighter ones that I ordered from Amazon, which I will link below just in case you're interested. These are the shorter pampas, they're not the big long ones. So in a way, like it's better because they're cheaper, but they're not the big beautiful ones that you can use in large installments. And just kind of putting them in, trying to be careful not to pop the balloons. I should have put a small balloon on the end of the pampas because that is risky. I'm really like living on the edge right now by just putting them straight in without any type of protection. But you know, I'm just too impatient. I don't know. So I wanted to go for a nice full look with different textures and colors. That's why I had a few different versions of it. And then I decided to put in these little hydrangea pieces to kind of just cover those really small gaps that you can see sometimes. And yeah, this is our base. So I ordered these bears off of Amazon, and this is what it looked like. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit shook because last time I ordered bears from Amazon, they came in and they look like alien bears. It was real weird. So I was kind of concerned when I saw how these were bundled up in the box, but they ended up being pretty cute once I was able to fluff it out. And I'm just going to use this little rubber band to attach the hand to the pole. The idea was to hide the rubber band behind like the fur of the teddy bear's hand, but I'm not going to lie, I kind of struggled with that. That's why you can still see the rubber band. Eventually, I was able to play around with it and get it moderately hidden, but in hindsight, I'm like, why didn't I just use fishing line? Like, so I did end up just getting out the fishing line to provide additional support in the base because just the hand holding onto the pole wasn't going to be enough. So I used the fishing line to kind of support the leg, and yeah, just kind of wrapping it around like that, keeping it at an angle, keeping it nice and secure, and obscuring the connection point. And after thinking about it some more, I decided, like, let me add a little bit more fishing line and a couple more anchor points because this is going to be outside, and I just had this vision of the bear falling off in the wind, and I wanted to avoid that happening at all costs. So if you've stuck with me this long, that means we have made it to the top. And for the top, I'm using 12 balloons blown up to 9 inches each. So I have 4 colors, which means I have 3 of each color. Okay, yeah, I think I got that right. So I have 3 of each color for a total of 12, blown up to 9 inches, using the sizers so they're symmetric. I take a set of 2 balloons and make a dupe, and I'll end up with 6 dupes total. And from there, I'm just going to start tying them together like a regular cluster around the center of each connection point. That's the center, right? I want to keep all of my dupes tied into that same center. So I'm constantly holding on to the center of my hand really tightly. And every time I twist a new dupe in, I'm holding on to that center tight just to make sure that that next dupe goes right through. And then if you have 2 balloons that are similar in color right next to each other, like these eucalyptus, you just take them and twist them around. This is what I'm doing. I'm twisting them around until I have them more like evenly spaced out, and then you're all good. You can add your fillers to add more color and just stylize it a little bit more. I blew these up to 3 inches on my sizer, and you can put them on 2 ways. You can tie the neck of the 3-inch to the neck of the 9-inch in the center, or you can do it this other way, which I'm about to show you. I took 2 of the 3 inches and I tied them together by the necks, leaving enough neck to be long and stretchy like that, and then just wrapped it around, essentially making the necks of the 3-inch balloons a de facto 260, right? Like, you know how you use the 260 to wrap them around, and that way it's the same thing. And this is the end result of the topper with the filler balloons. Okay, so you put all of that together and you have your beautiful boho teddy bear themed centerpieces for your next baby shower event. This theme is an oldie but goodie. I say play around with it, add more pampas grass, add different florals, make the color something totally unique, definitely reinvent this classic look. I think the ideas are endless. It just comes down to what you want to create. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button, thumbs up, and consider subscribing.